What is happening, gang? It's your boy Techneex, and we are back with another Bleach Rebirth of Souls. That is right. And today we call him Vice Captain, but he's actually a lieutenant. I personally always called him the Vice Captain because obviously, if you know the lore and you understand who Yachiru is, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But we are here today with Ikkaku Madarame. Yes, Ikkaku Madarame, one of my favorite characters in the series, has one of the coldest Bankai, has one of the coldest Shikais. I feel like this is one that I've been anticipating for a long time, and honestly, I've been looking forward to it. So there will be no Ikkaku Madarame slander here whatsoever. None, son, none. You can move that way if you're going to be slandering my boy Ikkaku. And I'm hoping that he comes in differently than Kenpachi, in the sense that Kenpachi was just pretty much straightforward with how his fighting style is, hack and slash. I'm hoping that he's a bit different, that he maybe has his own power bar, like his own gauge or something like that of the sort. Maybe his Bankai takes a little bit longer to deal more damage based off the way his Bankai works in the anime. Who knows? But we're here. Let's go ahead and tune in. Let's break it down. Let's watch this video. Let's go ahead and give you the insight and give you my personal take on where Ikkaku Madarame may land as far as the tier for these characters that have been released. So holla at me and let's get to work. Ikkaku, batter up, baby. Let's get to work. Hosikumaru! Let's get it, all right? Signature move, Slayer stance, okay? So is it a counter? It's my lucky day. Watch closely. Okay. As you guys may know, I'm looking towards the side now because I have a whole layout different. It got changed up, so. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I'm going to rewind it one more time. I have to rewind it one more time, not just because of the hype factor, but more so because of the simple fact that these characters have a lot of things going on screen that you have to see it at least another time for you to be able to see that, okay, I see that and I see that. So here we go. Round two. So the signature move is called the Slayer stance. You could use it either as a counter or as a lunge attack. Interesting character. Bankai. Ryumaru Hizokumaru. Needless to say, I will put this out there and I'll say this straightforward. I didn't see his own like gauge, like a fear gauge or poison gauge or anything like that. Even in the Bankai form, I don't know if that they hid it to kind of make us think that doesn't exist with his Bankai, that you have to like use his Bankai for a certain period of time before it's at the highest level. But from the looks of everything that we were given in that last bit, is his Bankai comes out at full power. So I don't think that they're going based off how the anime does it. Just want to put that out there. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I know I'm a little bit disappointed. As the battle goes along, it will basically virtually enhance his strength to the point where like one slash is taking 2-3 Kanpaku kind of thing. That would be pretty cool concept, but I don't think that that's the case. So with that being said, let's go ahead and break down all his movesets, and then we give our final assessment as to where he lies currently with the rest of the roster and how I personally feel about him. Let's get it. Here we go. So let's skip around really quickly, kind of get, you know, a little bit of everything here. I'll grab my cup of coffee, of course. So we got that. The third seed of Squad 11. He is the luckiest man in the Soul Society and capable of becoming superior opponents in close range combat. Okay. Specialty is fighting, obviously, so we're not gonna sit here and act like we don't know what the fuck his specialty is. Here we go. Let's get our signature move. His signature move is called the Slayer Stand. Ikkaku takes a lower stance where it can initiate 3 types of attack by inputting additional buttons. These attacks are a powerful sweep attack, a rush attack that closes the distance rapidly, and a counter attack that parries an opponent's attack, making the Slayer Stance an important situational move. So Ikkaku reminds me of the situational setups that grapplers have in like Street Fighter and in 2D. Grappling characters particularly have this thing that their setups are intentionally made that you have to guess 50-50 the majority of the time as to what that character is going to do on the Oki, on the meaty setup, so on and so forth. Ikkaku is that same way, but with like a rock, paper, scissors format. So when you're attacking someone, you can get into the Slayer Stance and more than likely use the Slayer Stance to follow up a combo by doing the lunging attack to close the distance rapidly, like it says there. If you think that the opponent is playing the safe game, you can use the sweep attack, which will cover a wide area as well. I'm not saying across the screen, but a wide area. And you can also have a counter stance that you can use for those who you think are mashing buttons. So the situational setups is going to be, like it says in the line, the situational setups are going to be the key thing in regards to how you use them. But again, the reason why I compare him to like the grapplers is because there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to go ahead and knock the character back, take a few Kampaku bars, and you're going to have the Oki, you're going to have the meaty, you're going to have the frame advantage, and then you can literally have these folks guessing, okay, what is he going to do next? Well, like, okay, he's on me, what the fuck? Causing them to have to block or use the reversal or whatever it is, and then you can immediately go ahead, close the distance as well if they're doing something or they're just running around. So either way, you're always going to have the opponent guessing, and I think that that's going to be his forte. Forte is going to be the power of the guess. So just taking that into consideration for his Slayer Stance. So his first move is called It's My Lucky Day. An enhanced version of Slayer Stance. 3 different moves are released by inputting various additional buttons from the stance, but the damage is significantly increased compared with the Slayer Stance. So, as you build your Reishi, right? So, as you know, you have 2 different bars. You have your Kampaku bars and you have your Reishi bar. When you build your Reishi up to a certain point, you can use My Lucky Day, and essentially it's a buff to his Slayer Stance. That's really all it is. I'm not going to get into the details because that's all it is. It just buffs the Slayer Stance in order to do more damage. Now, here we have Watch Closely. So when you activate this one, it says, for a certain period of time, Ikkaku becomes inspired, allow him to fight with more energy. While Watch Closely is active, the performance of the signature move Slayer Dance and the spiritual pressure move It's My Lucky Day are enhanced. So essentially you can double stack. So essentially this character is a buff master, an attack buff master. I'm interested in seeing how this is going to translate and how the opponent is going to let you do both of these stacks. I don't know how this will work in the sense of stacking. So it is a stack thing though. It is a stack job. So you're supposed to deal out and dole out more damage based off stacking Watch Closely and It's My Lucky Day. When you stack both of them together, your attack power probably is going to rival Kenpachi's attack strength in the game. So that means that the Kampaku bars are going to dissipate. Yeah. A buff masters mixed with like the situational grappler setup. That's an interesting mix. I can't say that I can't say much more than that, but it's an interesting mix. Now, last but not least, here is his final stage. Now, last but not least, we got his awakening. Let's go ahead and read the awakening and see what we get here. So, by Ikkaku releasing Bankai Ryumon Hozukimaru, the Ryumon gauge appears, and the more gauge turns red, the more damage it inflicts on the opponent. The Ryumon gauge accumulates energy when attacking an opponent or receiving damage from an opponent. I didn't read this shit when I was watching my video reaction. I told you guys based off what I was seeing on screen, it looked like the gauge was already fully active. They didn't show anything on the sides or anything like that. So my initial thought was like, oh, they really not gonna do it T for T like the anime. I was wrong. This guy right here is going to be an insane fucking character. Yeah, no, he's going to be insane because he'll lose speed. I will tell you that. So I'm already gonna give you guys this fact. With the Ryumon Hozukimaru, you're going to lose speed in regards to your attacks. So that's one thing that you will lose. You will lose speeds and you will lose attack points in the sense of how many times you're hitting the opponent versus when you are in your Shikai form. Nonetheless, your damage and your stagger is probably insane. The question for me, the ultimate question is, if you're in this state, can you activate My Lucky Day and watch closely? Oh, this guy is going to be insanely busted in the right hands. In the right hands, this guy is going to be busted. Now, let me clear something up because obviously there's a lot of things that are going quote unquote right for him in the sense of the buff and power department. Let's just make this clear. He has no attacks to cover the long range. So you have to initiate. You have to fight. You have to engage with Ikkaku. That leaves you in an insane disadvantage, particularly with the playstyle that it's being put out there, that the mid-range and long range can be pretty much where a lot of folks are going to sit at and wait as they build up their Reishi, as they build up the Kampaku, so on and so forth. So you will more than likely be at a disadvantage when it comes down to that. That's the one thing that Ikkaku is surely missing, but that's the way it should be. Like, well, I mean, they could have just gave him something like make his spear stretch across the screen or something. Like, if I sit here and say things like that, then obviously I'm doing a disservice to what they're trying to go for with this character, which is supposed to be getting close, deal an insane amount of damage, and wipe out your opponent. Boom, boom, bam, bada bing, bada boom, finito kind of thing. So that's where he's at. I believe that if all of his regular special moves can be activated alongside his awakening Bankai mode, if the setup is done correctly, is going to be an uphill battle for anybody who faces Ikkaku in the future. Like anybody, especially if you're a really good player. If you know how to play this game and you get to the nitty-gritty playing with Ikkaku, it's going to be a nightmare for a lot of people who otherwise, if they're not good on the blocking, the parrying, the pushback in the close range, yeah, good luck. Good luck. And that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it at. If you guys enjoyed this video or you guys enjoyed the breakdown and the analysis, you already know what to do. Hit the follow, hit the like, hit the share. Continue coming through here on the channel, Techneex FGC. Let's talk about it in the comments section. We are literally 8 weeks away already at this point. 8 weeks away, give and take, right? 8 weeks away or 6 weeks away. 7 weeks away from Bleach, Rebirth of Souls. Everything is being ramped up. Of course, like I said, there is the Soul Society Cup tournament that we are hosting day 1 here on the channel. You don't want to miss it. If you want to sign up, let me know. Leave your name in the comment section. Let me know that you bought Bleach. Hit the sub. We'll figure it out and we'll get you in there. It's going to be huge. I'm thinking a $200 tournament on the ledger day 1 for Bleach, Rebirth of Souls. Holla at me again. I love y'all, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!